So last night, Cassie and I were watching a couple movies, and when I dared to tell her that I could make better movies than half the people in Hollywood or, Canada for some people who film up north, she told me that I was dead wrong. So I'm going to prove her right by having the internet tell me I'm dead right. I'm going to borrow her camera and just see where this takes me. Now, the thing is I love comic books. I live and breathe comic books. So, of course, I'm going to make a comic book movie at one point just to show Cassie that I know exactly what I'm doing. And honestly, one character I want to see is Zatanna. There's not enough magical characters for one, and there's not enough, female characters. The only problem is I haven't read a lot of Zatanna books, and so I don't really know what her background is. But that's simple, because you tell Warner Brothers, hey, Warner Brothers, you remember a couple years ago when you had this huge franchise called Harry Potter? Well, I want to do a movie about this magical girl who knows magic. So we do the backstory where she goes to freaking Hogwarts. It's this amazing concept. And the first movie, she doesn't really I don't know, she doesn't really battle like that. I'm tired of people who just battle something in movies. I want to have something devastating happen to her. So she wakes up one day, she takes her Defense Against the Dark Arts exam, fails it immediately. Can't get in the right ingredients for her potions class. Snape starts smacking her on the back of the head, as Snape does. I'm sure, why hasn't that guy got fired, by the way? Honestly. Anyway, Snape's getting mad at her and everything, and then she goes to sleep. She wakes up the next morning, and she has to do it all over again. She keeps living the same day, and she's like, oh my god, what's going on? Is this a hex? Is this a curse? She doesn't have a Justice League to help her out until one night she looks in the corner, and she sees Bill Murray standing there with a time turner. He's like, I've been here before. I know exactly what you're going through. It's like Groundhog Day all over again, and that's when she realizes it's February. They just don't celebrate Groundhog Day because, obviously wizards are afraid of all groundhogs and little creatures that live in the ground. But, that's besides the point. But you could have, an entire new look at Hogwarts, a fresh look. Okay, I'm tired of Dumbledore being an old guy. What if Stephen Amell played Dumbledore? Okay, put up a photo of Stephen Amell here. Now imagine that with a really big blue sparkly hat and a beard. Yeah, he'd look good in that too. Now, the great mind of Felix Rabinowitz does not only know movies. Admittedly, after a long career of films, I'm going to want to transfer into other mediums. Now, admittedly, my video game ideas aren't the best, but my TV show ideas are fantastic. Now, at this point in time, it'll probably have been 6 months since The Simpsons got canceled. And at that point, they're already going to be talking about rebooting it, because let's be real here. Once The Simpsons gets canceled, we're just going to reboot it and put it on CBS. But you can't just do The Simpsons again. You need to rethink The Simpsons. Now, I love The Simpsons. I love the fact that they're a little bit of a broken family. But I want to get back to the 1950s where everybody was joined hands and sat together for breakfast and everything like that. So I want to what if the cast of Leave It to Beaver inspired The Simpsons? Basically, you make it the Leave It to Beaver people, but drawn The Simpsons and everything. You can still call them The Simpsons, I guess, but Beaver Simpson needs to happen. Let's be real here. But that gets old after about 2 episodes. So my proposed idea is you have them be one big happy family, but then you make Marge get cancer and she has to go sell meth. Now that this is originally my idea, okay, Vince Gilligan stole it from me when I was 13 years old and he never paid me back. But the point is, you have Marge get cancer. She sells meth. At the same time, you have Homer get a tumor and he starts selling meth. Bart gets an F on one of his exams and realizes the only thing he's ever going to be able to do is sell meth, so he sells meth. Lisa accidentally makes meth in a science experiment, and she's like, oh my god, I got to get rid of this. She starts selling it. Maggie's the only one selling meth just because it's fun. And then you can have that dynamic of everybody's getting together for dinner and everything, and they're just trying to hide the fact that each one of them's selling meth and don't realize that every single person at that table is selling meth. With Bart and Lisa, their drug dealer that they go contact could be Principal Skinner, and honestly, you could have Stephen Amell voice Principal Skinner at that point, because he's got that rough, if you're gonna redo Principal Skinner as a drug dealer, he's got that rough oh, I'm so sexy voice, it'd be good. It'd be good, guys. Now, one of my favorite movies that came out not that long ago was Big Hero 6. Big Hero 6 is amazing. I want to go to San Francisco. I want to live there, and I want to eat all the sushi and I'm guessing cereal that they have. I'm thinking those are probably the exclusive things they have in markets over there. But the big problem with San Francisco is nothing exciting happens. You got all these really cool things in the city, but You just see like this little, Betamax flying around, and that's about it. Now, what if we went all Lost World on this thing, and like a big ship with like Jeff Goldblum comes by, and freaking dinosaurs are let loose on San Francisco? I'm talking like T-Rex, Stegosaurus, Reptar, all of them are like on San Francisco. But like the biggest problem is if you try to like mix Jurassic World with Big Hero 6 is the fact that everybody in Big Hero 6 has these wonderful characters, and dinosaurs are and that's all they are. That's all they just do this all day. Like honestly, like T-Rex and Reptar don't have any big bonding. But if they did, and I'm talking like Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants type bonding, like that's what they do. These like 4 or 5 dinosaurs just go around the country like wrecking cities, and it makes them closer friends. And you can honestly have voice actors, because I'm tired of just hearing squeals. We get it, it's more realistic that way, but this is also in Big Hero 6 universe. We can have voice actors for this. I'm talking like, Reba for Reptar, things like that. I'm talking like Stephen Amell for the T-Rex. And let's be real here. Stephen Amell would be a fantastic T-Rex, okay? He already looks like one sometimes. Like, you look at some of those photos, he's like doing this little number half the time anyway. And then it turns into like this one big clash in San Francisco where like, all the Jurassic Park dinosaurs are like fighting against Big Hero 6, but they're families. They're like 2 families fighting each other. And then eventually they're just like, whoa, what are we doing? Let's just go have some sushi and cereal. All right, ball's in your court. I'm talking to you, the Warner Brothers and the Joss Whedons of the universe out there. I know you're watching this video, so comment below, subscribe, let me know how amazing these ideas are. Because let's be real here. I have given you pure cinematic gold.